Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? How are you today? Good morning everybody. It's Thursday today. We've got this sheet to fill in and we're going to practice some sounds, and I'm going to tell you a little story about my brother being a bit mean. Let's start with taking a look at our sounds. Our sounds are on a PowerPoint and then it goes into digraphs. I wonder if any of you can recognise them all. Right at the end is yesterday's new digraph, which is, remember it's the cheeky one. Can you make that sound? Let's go. Ready, set, go. Ah, O, P, O, R, S, G, B, V, K, I, M, T, Y. This one sometimes confuses you because sometimes it's round and sometimes it's quite straight, but that's Y. A, D, Z, K, F, N, J, X, W, B, H. Oh, double sounds now. On this one as well, the Queen hasn't quite got her flick, but it still says Qu. And this one as well, this is the confusing one. Let me tell you something about this. So last week we wrote the word back. The arrow pointed to the Gruffalo's back. And I said to you, sometimes the K sound at the end is both curly K and kicking K, because they can't decide and they argue, so they were both allowed to go. And I said to you, it's the curly K first and then the kicking K. And I thought to myself, why does curly K always get to go first and kicking K is on the end? And one of your mummies said this to me. She said, if kicking K is first and then curly K is last, it means that kicking K will kick curly K out of the way. So that's why curly K is first and kicking K is on the end, because if he wants to kick his leg out, there's nobody there to hurt. Thank you, that mummy. K, R, Nk, E. That's our new sound. Poke your tongues out. Well done, everybody. So last night I was just in my room drawing some pictures. These are some of the pictures I've drawn. I've drawn a bat. I loved your challenge that some of you wrote Batman the other day and drew pictures. I've seen them, they're fantastic. I've drawn a bat, a cat, a hat and a welcome mat. I like these pictures because they relate to our story of Room on the Broom this week. So I was drawing them in my room and I wrote the word, can you read this? At. And I was in my room and my brother came in and he said, why are you drawing those pictures? And I said, oh, I just like those pictures and I can write these words. I can write cat and bat. I can write mat and I can write hat. And he said, at. You can't write those 4 words. All you can write is at. And I said, okay, look at this then. And I peeled off this paper and underneath was a at cat. And he said, oh, okay, so you can write cat, but you can't write anything else. So I peeled off the next piece of paper. At mat. And he said, okay, so you can write cat and mat, but you can't write the others. So I peeled off the next piece of paper. At bat. And then the last piece of paper I pulled off, eventually, and underneath was for at, hat. You can make lots of different words, can't you, when you play around with letters? If you've got any of these sticky notes at home, you could perhaps put some sounds on them and make your own words up. Another thing you could do is this. I've used magnetic letters, at, 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 at. Or you could write them on whiteboards. This is a magnetic one, so I've used magnetic letters, and all I need to do to change them into 4 different words is put another letter at the front. That now says cat. At, mat. This one I'll change to sat, sat. And I think I'll put here and make at, rat. You can play around with your letters at home if you've got magnetic letters, or if you've got a whiteboard, or if you've got sticky notes. Just swap the letters around and make a word. Sometimes the letters that I move around are in a different order. They don't quite make sense, but then I just think to myself, I've made a word, but it's not a real word. It could be a fake word. And actually, we need to feed the aliens and Ob and Bob and the dragons. So if you make a fake word up, it doesn't matter. If you can read it, it's fine. Here's today's sheet, everybody. Let's look at the pictures first. We've got a hat. Bed, that's right. What's this picture? Box, lovely. Dad. Bag. And cup. Well done. Have you ever heard of superhero writing? Superhero writing is where you try to be as perfect as you possibly can. Can you try superhero writing today, please? I thought Batman, who you wrote the other day, would really like it if you could be a superhero. We're going to look between this sheet and our sound card. This will help us find the right letter and draw it in the most beautiful writing. Okay, let's start with our first word. Can you sound out hat for me, please, and use your robot arms? Hat. So the first sound we need is h, h. Do you think it's a rainbow letter? Do you think it's a reach for the sky? Where should I look? Thank you. Reach for the sky. Tell when to stop. Oh, thank you. This one here. Okay, so I need to go up into the sky. When I go into the sky, I touch the top line. If I don't touch the top line, it will make it too short and it will look like and then it will be nat and not hat, and I don't want that. Hey, nat, hat, that. They rhyme. We're so good at rhyming now. Hat, Tell me when to stop. I know it's a rainbow letter. That was so easy. Hat. The line go along a little bit. Somewhere over the rainbow. Stop back around the apple and down the leaf. And can you see that my apple sits on the line? It doesn't go into the soil. He's not a worm teaser. Hat. They're all so easy to find today. I wish it was always like this. Another reach for the sky, so I'm going to touch the top. When I come down, I'm going to be really slow. And across the tower. Hat. Next is bed. B-e. What's the last sound in bed? Be. Is it be or bed? Bed. Bed. So, b. Let's have a look. Where are you? I know that you'll reach for the sky because you're my brothers. Thank you, everybody. B. B. Reach for the sky. Down the laces to the heel. Back up a little bit around the toe. Close the gate. Don't forget the skateboard. B-e. I know this one. That's quite easy. Bed. B-e-d. Bed. D. That's my one, so it's rainbow one. Thank you. Start at the line, go along a little bit. Somewhere over the rainbow. Stop back around the dinosaur's bottom, up his long neck and down his feet. Bed. B-e-d. Bed. Can we take a look at the word bed. Shh. That's my brother in bed, fast asleep, snoring like this. Shh, shh, shh. But if we have a look, that's him on his bed. But if we have a look very closely, his bed says bed. Can we look at that one more time? You can see B here, yeah, and can you see that now? So this is one end of the bed, my brother's, because it has the stick first, and then the other end of the bed is me because it has the stick last. Me and my brother make up the word bed. Hopefully that might help us remember. So my brother's at this end of the bed and I'm at this end of the bed. Okay, box, box. There's a x on the end, I can hear that. Can you use your robot arms for box? B, o, b, ox, x, b first. Do you know what? I don't even need to look at the sound card because I've got B here and I know that he's the pillow end of the bed. Easy. Box, B, O. Let's look at O. Oh, I can't actually see it. Can you point to it for me? Let's have a race. I bet I can get there first. Oh, you've beat me. Oh, give me a chance. Give me a chance. Here it is. Why do you always win? Start on the line, go along a little bit, somewhere off the rainbow, stop. Do you see I haven't closed the gate properly there? Can you see? What happens if Mrs. Stone does not shut the gate properly? Let's look at what happens when you don't shut the gate properly. So the sound was O, wasn't it? So this is how I usually write O. And the hair. And this is how my brother usually writes O. Can you see he leaves a little gate open sometimes because he's in such a rush that he forgets to shut the gate? Then I'm going to draw me inside my O. And my brother, oh, I don't look very happy there. And my brother inside this one. Big angry face. And then let's have some sharks. And the sharks can go everywhere there's water. If the water gets inside my O, I get eaten by the sharks. Let's see if we're safe. Ready? Oh yes, I'm safe. The sharks can't get me because there's no water in my O. Oh, sorry brother, you've been eaten. Yum, yum, yum. Whoops. Write it properly now. Done. Box, b-ox, x, x. We don't really often write x, do we? We need practice with this one. There it is at the bottom. Can you see it goes up a bit like a triangle, then crosses over. It's important that if it's hand to foot, that both of the feet are on the floor. So a triangle a bit like that without the bottom, and then arm to foot. Make sure that foot's on the floor as well, okay? Next is dad. Dad, d-a-d. I like this word because it's got two d in it. Now, I'm this end of the bed, so my circle comes first and then the stick. So dinosaur's bottom, then to, okay, I've got this. D, a. I keep leaving the gate open, and then another d. D, a, d, dad. Next one is bag. B. Why are there so many of me and my brother's sounds? B and d. B again. Lovely. B, a. I can copy a from here. B, a, g, g. Ah, this is one some of you get wrong sometimes. Let's have a look at our card. Tell me when to stop. Yeah, well done. So go along somewhere else. with a rainbow. Stop back around the girl's head. And then some of you go this way and give her a strange curl there. But you always, when you get to her head, when you close the gate, when you've closed the gate, you go straight down and then you curl. So straight down first. Don't go on a journey. And cup. K. Curly k. K. Ah. Where's ah, ah, ah? You point to it for me if you can see it. Ah. Ah, ah, ah. You always find it first. Ah, there it is. The one that looks like a smile. Start on the line, go along a little bit. Smile. Don't forget the puddle. Cup. K, up. P, p. Have you started to draw the pirate with his head on the line? Are you making sure that you walk the plank and go boing before you draw his head? Start from the line, go along a little bit, climb up a little bit, boing, up to the top, and then draw the pirate's head. And don't forget his beard. K, up, cup. We didn't check bag. B-ag, bag. Well done. Can you do that sheet on your own now? And then I'll see you very soon for literacy.